I am back. So I didn't finish my video because I got busy yesterday about the Iyanla. Now I'm not going to go into detail because other people have done videos about it. However, it was interesting to me that neither Jillian or I think his name is Ramon. Forgive me if I don't have his name right. Neither one of them wanted to deal with the serious issues that they have in their relationship. Now, it's not to say they could not fix their issues or come with some awareness. They just didn't want to deal with it. And therein lies the problem. So, the young man has type 2 diabetes, and he has some serious health challenges. One of them is the fact that he has had 10 of his toes amputated, and he ended up recently having a leg amputated. He has some health issues, and I think some misgivings as to dealing with the fact that he has a life-changing physical challenge. Can you live a vibrant life with the amputation? Absolutely. However, they're going into a marriage where he financially cannot support her like he would like to. He's still dealing with the phantom pains and the aftermath of post-operative having an amputation. He has ongoing issues with his diabetes. They're both concerned that he may have another amputation. They cannot have sex. Are they sexual? Yes, but they cannot have sex as an average man and wife would, and definitely not be able to have sex to have children. These are major issues. When we're talking about the number one cause for divorce is money. Okay, we're talking about something of, well, if we can't have children, are we going to have children? Are we not going to bring children into the marriage because I don't know if I'm going to want to be a single parent. In regards to, diabetes is an overall, and he seems to have it really severe, that this is going to be something that's going to always be in your life. Do you realize that you may, as the woman, bear the brunt financially, bear the brunt of being a caretaker? She doesn't want to admit that the resentment is really a lot deeper. She's supposedly been used to men taking care of her, and now she's found a man that she says gets her, but yet she doesn't want to discuss things. If you love this man because he gets you, why don't you feel comfortable about having a loving, deep conversation? You should not be afraid to talk about anything, even if it means, we can't get to an agreement. Let's put it to the side. You should be able to talk about all the things because they're going to come up. If you haven't resolved them or come to an understanding before you've gotten married, when you get married and you're in the thick the thick of it, it's going to come back with a vengeance. So I'm not understanding why they're not tackling these issues. I think they are more concerned about proving people wrong. Because I'm pretty sure that people in their lives are seeing what we're seeing. You're a young woman with no children. You trying to tell me your good girlfriend has said, well, girl, you're young with no kids. Why are you gonna get with a guy that he ain't 100% in the department? What about if you can't have kids? What about if he's too sick to take care of a child? Do you really want to be a woman taking care of two people, trying to take care of a baby and take care of a man? How are you really going to feel about that? Because if you already have resentment, and this is what I've told people, if you have resentment and you do not have respect for someone, because they kind of go intertwined, but if you have resentment for someone and you have not resolved it, it becomes a cancer and it festers. And then it turns into lack of respect. And then I noticed that when people describe themselves, you need to understand that that's how they feel about themselves. He says he's passive. She's not someone that takes too well to being passive, because sometimes there's a difference between saying laid back, easygoing. I have a laid back, easygoing husband, but best believe he speaks his mind. He says what he feels. And if it's something he doesn't like and it's something that he doesn't agree with, he's going to tell me. I don't have a passive husband. This guy said that he's passive. He lets her take charge. He lets her take over even though he doesn't like it. And he doesn't say anything to her with any kind of personal authority or personal conviction that says, I don't like the way you're treating me, and we need to fix this. So she just keeps doing it. It's gonna work for now, but trust me, 3 years down the road, 5 years down the road, when you're taking on the financial responsibility, the guy can't even help you with groceries in, you're gonna resent that. You're gonna resent that you're the one that gotta pile the stuff in the car and pile it out, because you guys haven't figured out what roles you are going to take on without any resentment. It's like they got their heads in the sand. They got the ring, the date, the chapel, and everything else, and they don't want to talk about anything that regards the marriage. That right there is a big red flag. They do not need to get married. I remember my husband and I, when we were talking about getting married, we were actually going to a friend's wedding. And we drove to Florida from Maryland. And in that whole time, we talked about money. We talked about our goals and dreams. We talked about how we felt about money. We talked about having children. At the time, I didn't want children. He didn't want children. We talked about, how we were going to deal with, all that, who was going to get fixed. Were we going to postpone things? We talked about my education and how I wanted to finish my degree, how that's going to be, talked about if we changed our minds, about certain things, how we were going to handle it. There wasn't anything that was not talked about. We talked about religion, because my husband is not someone that goes to church. I go to church. If we had children, how is that going to be involved with religion? I mean, there wasn't any. If you are scared to talk to your future life partner about things, that right there tells you that maybe this person isn't the one for you. It's not to say you're not going to have uncomfortable conversations, because things can get uncomfortable. But the fact that you don't want to touch the conversation and be uncomfortable tells me that you don't want to know what the real answer is. You don't want to face what the reality may be. And therein lies the issue. So it was really interesting. Now, I will say with Iyanla that I think she was wrong for not apologizing. I mean, the first thing, but I think because she was feeding off of the Jillian's energy, already set the tone. I don't want to have to wait. I think it's rude to make people wait. I don't like it. My friends know, don't have me waiting. And especially don't have me waiting without some kind of prompting, some kind of update. I mean, it could have taken a phone call. The first thing Iyanla should have done was say, first of all, I understand you're upset. I understand that you waited 2 hours. The first thing I want to say is, I am sorry. On behalf of my production team It was not our intent to make you wait. The magic of television is that sometimes wires get crossed, and I'm sorry for that. Please, please humbly accept my apology. I really think that she should have done that. I think that would have leveled it off, but I do realize that in the throes of things, you feed off of other people's energy. And she was saying that she was okay, but she really wasn't okay. And so, you know, she's thinking because she's not yelling and cussing Iyanla out, made it seem like she was calm, and she wasn't. She was wearing it all over in her body language, in her tone, her face, and all that. And then she said, I don't trust you. And if you don't, you know, again, if you don't trust somebody, there can't be a process. There has to be a certain level of trust and accepting and trusting the process. She didn't trust the process because she didn't follow the directions that Iyanla had for her, and she didn't trust her. So it was game over. So if you saw the Iyanla episode, let me know what you think about it. Happy hump day. Take care of yourself and each other, and I will talk to you soon. Remember, if you take all the energy and details into your wedding, into your marriage as you do into your wedding, you will probably have very, very little problems. You'll be able to get through them. You'll be able to get through them. Bye.